even have my trumpet with me. Ricochet.
Keshav, whenever you think
We can go if you want to change the
yeah,
screen.
we can go live. Yes,
Okay, yeah,
if
fine.
you're ready. Yes.
My cats decided to join us too.
Actually, you can start. I'll change the screen.
Okay. So it looks like we're live. Good evening to everyone here in the United States, and good morning to everyone in India, and I guess all other greetings in other parts of the world. Lakshmi, my partner in Artabilities for All, is signing in from India, and it's bright and early over there. We are so excited for day 3 of our Wings Unlimited Festival. And today we're featuring the talents from North America. The first day we did the inauguration, we had everyone from all the countries. We had artists from 4 continents and 8 countries and many dignitaries as well. And yesterday we did Africa Day, and today is the talents from North America. And we're very excited to have our guest of honor, Mr. Andy Capito, from the Autism Society of Los Angeles. Thank you so much, Andy, for joining us. I just want to introduce Andy and then turn it over to you. Andy Capito currently serves as the president of the Autism Society of Los Angeles, an organization dedicated to improving the lives of all those impacted by autism. ASLA provides education and programs, including training of Los Angeles police officers to safely interact with those on the autism spectrum. ASLA is committed to enabling equal access to autism resources for those in minority and disadvantaged communities. Andy has 2 children on the autism spectrum. Both are active in the autism community. Lakshmi, if there is anything you want to say before we turn it over to Andy,
No, just a warm welcome to one and all.
Thank you.
So Andy.
Okay. Thank you for inviting me, Ranjini, and this Artabilities for All project. It's really a pleasure to be here as part of the World Disability Summit that you've put together, and I'd like to thank all the international partners. It's really great that we have people logging in from all over the world. Thank you for the great introduction. As you mentioned, I'm a father of 2 children on the autism spectrum. My son Tyler is 26, and he's pretty severely impacted. And my daughter Rachel is 23, and she's a recent college graduate in animation. You're going to get a chance to meet her a little later on, and she's going to show some of her art as part of this project. As was mentioned, I'm the president of the Autism Society of Los Angeles. Since we have people from all over the world, I'll just mention that the Autism Society of LA has been around for over 50 years. Organization founded originally by parents who really were looking for a better life for their children on the spectrum. And you've mentioned a number of the projects and programs that we run. We also, in non-COVID times, do a speakers bureau where those who are on the spectrum that may have a passion get a forum for talking in a public setting and get paid for their public speaking engagements. And it's really great. A lot of them have artistic talents as well. And so, we're very happy to give that type of forum. And that's really one of the reasons I appreciate this forum so much. When I think about the arts and the portrayal of people with disability in the arts, there's a long history and it's changed over time. I can see 3 real distinct phases that we've gone through. If you went back 50 years or so, people didn't talk about those with disabilities. It just wasn't portrayed at all in the arts and movies, on television, and so that was a time where folks with disabilities who may have talents, they might have been in at home or in an institution, and probably no one ever got a chance to see the remarkable talents that these people had, going back 40 or 50 years. And so that was not a good phase for folks who might have had disabilities, who were interested in the arts and might want to perform, etc. We went from that, if you go back to 20 or 25 years into what I call a phase two of, how people were presented in the arts with disabilities. And that's where, the topic of folks with disabilities became a topic that could be presented in a major artistic manner on TV or in movies. Rain Man, the portrayal of an autistic adult by Dustin Hoffman. Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks, one of my favorite actors, in just an absolute wonderful movie. And then on TV, The Good Doctor was out a few years ago. Freddie Highmore portraying an autistic doctor who's a savant medically. And actually, I think he was nominated for an Emmy of his portrayal. And, that's all great. That, the topic became something that people were interested in and felt that they could actually show and watch. But no matter how good Tom Hanks and Dustin Hoffman are as actors, and they're great, it's not really authentic. They are clearly not people with autism or with intellectual disabilities. They're just actors playing those people. And again, it's great as a starting place, but, I'm proud to see us moving into this third phase where you see folks with disabilities actually being portrayed on TV and in movies by folks who actually have disabilities. I'll just point out a couple examples. One of my favorite TV shows that was out, Born This Way, was a TV show that talked about the lives of a number of young adults who were born with Down syndrome. I actually know Elena Ashmore. She goes to the same program as my son, and you had this great ensemble cast of people with Down syndrome, actors and actresses, given the opportunity to play themselves in a very authentic and very creative and wonderful way on TV. And if you haven't seen that series, I think it is available if you want to search for it. It really very worth watching, and hopefully I think they are going to be making another season of that as well. And then, a show that I just saw not too long ago called Love on the Spectrum. And it's just a wonderful reality show where you have young adults on the autism spectrum playing themselves as they try, in many cases for the first time, to, find a meaningful romantic attachment, which, for people who with autism is often a very difficult challenge, something that they really want and want badly, but oftentimes just don't know how to go do. And so again, that's on A&E. And so if you're interested in the topic, I encourage you, to go look for it. So, that's a great start. But, if you think about all the people with all the talent that are out there and all the various disabilities, it's just a start. And so we have really a long way to go before we get to see folks with disabilities on a recurring, frequent basis in an authentic way. I've worked and volunteered as part of my role with the Autism Society of Los Angeles. We've encountered just dozens of folks with all kinds of various disabilities, intellectual disabilities, physical disabilities, that are talented artists, singers, musicians, visual artists, And it's been actually shocking to me just how talented many of these people are. And there are many, local nonprofits. One in particular that I'm a big fan of, Michael's Learning Place, does an art show for their clientele that, we get a chance to actually purchase the art from their clients. And the Miracle Project does wonderful theater productions, all for folks who have primarily intellectual disabilities, but a variety of disabilities, and give them a chance to act in theater. And so, because those type of efforts are so dear to my heart, I was thrilled to get invited and participate in this effort. So, that's really great, and this is wonderful. But the long-term goal for many of these artists is, to make a living doing what they're passionate about, and be able to do it on a recurring basis. And most people are pretty familiar that if you want to be in movies or television, that's a very challenging challenging field to make your life's work, and to be able to make a living. And folks that want to write books, same thing, very, very challenging. And so then you can understand why if you have a disability, it's even more challenging, because some of the things that are very important for an artist, it's to make good work, but many artists work on their own. That means they're doing work freelance. They need to market themselves. They need to meet people, find people who are willing to exhibit their work. And that type of stuff often is much more challenging than actually generating the artwork itself. And so it's quite a struggle for those who have that artistic talent but have a disability, for them to make a living. And so I'm hopeful that as this forum is out there, maybe people are watching that have an opportunity to offer a chance to an exhibit or a forum or a job to one of our artists here. Or they know of someone that might be in a position to do so, that maybe this can generate some long-term interest, so that, these folks that have disabilities can really live their passion and have a life that is self-determined for them, doing what they're excited about, and, that leverages all their talents. So that's my hope. And, I'm sure as we listen to the artists coming up, we'll be amazed. So I'm really looking forward to it. So Ranjini, go ahead and introduce the first artist. I'm sure people don't want to listen to me talk all night.
No, not at all, Andy. Thank you so much. This was very insightful, actually, what you said. And, I just quickly wanted to add a couple of points, or maybe points to ponder. Like we were talking about right before we went live, it's kind of a difficult situation, even for art in general, to mobilize resources for artists. And, you add disability to the equation, it makes it that much more challenging. And, and one of the things we're trying to do is trying to figure out a sustainable model to support, art in the disabled space. And, I would love to speak with you sometime offline, with some of your ideas. And then the other thing I also wanted to, I thought was very interesting that you mentioned, Andy, is the fact that, you need to leverage the artists, like in the acting, in the theater space, rather than have people, play someone's part, like just have the artist challenged, that the disabled artists be leveraged for their talents, rather than have someone else do that part. So that way they get an opportunity to perform in the theater space. And I think that that's something I'd be very interested in speaking with you as well at some point in the future. But I'll turn it over to Lakshmi, for any comments she has on this.
Thank you, Mr. Kabiro. I think that was again I would say a very powerful message which you brought it up. I think we also need to bring in the differently abled artists, and then put them, and then give them the platform. And like Ranjini and you have been discussing, I think in the movie field, we should see how we can get them to act I think that's something which, Ranjini and I also had a discussion. We were talking about it. That could be very interesting if we could, work on that and see how we can take that forward. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
So because of the fact that, this was a global event and we had different people, tuning in from India, Africa, Europe, and the United States, we had requested all our artists to provide videos, and we had edited the videos and we were going to share pre-recorded videos. However, if any of our artists feel inspired today and, after we share the videos, they want to go live spontaneously, no pressure, you're welcome to do that. But so our first artist for the day today is Rachel Grider. And, thank you, Rachel, for joining us today. She joined us the first day as well. So I want to introduce Rachel. Soprano Rachel Grider brings a depth of spirituality and musicality to her performances, allowing audiences to experience a sense of connectivity and community through music. Her work as a performer seeks to inspire others to access new perspectives, reach deeper understandings, and fulfill their greatest potentials. The heart of Rachel's performing focuses on concert and oratorial works, art, song, and sacred music. She has a particular affinity for 19th century Russian repertoire, which she studied in depth with Vera Denchenko-Stern and John Shirley Quirk at the Peabody Conservatory. In 2012, she was invited to perform at the Russian Embassy in Washington, D.C. In concert, Rachel has been seen as a soprano soloist for Beethoven's Ninth Symphony and Handel's Messiah, in addition to returning to CSU Stanislaus as a guest soloist for a performance of Steve Reich's music for 18 musicians. For the 2016 through the 19 seasons, she has performed the role of Mary Magdalene in Rob Gardner's Easter Oratorio, Lamb of God with the Temple Hill Orchestra in Oakland, California. As someone who is blind, Rachel has overcome adversity as well as the limiting beliefs of others to excel in areas of performance, music theory, and composition. Originally from Modesto, California, Rachel began her serious foray into music at Cal State University Stanislaus, where she received a dual Bachelor's of Music degree in vocal performance and composition. She continued her studies at the Peabody Conservatory, where she graduated the dual Masters of Music degree in voice performance and music theory pedagogy. Ms. Grider has performed the roles of Pamina, Geraldine, Bridget Booth, and in scenes as, I have to correct me, Rachel, if I pronounce this wrong. Is it Gandhi? Lucia, Lakme, Sophie, and Fresquita, with organizations including Townsend Opera Players, Fairbanks Summer Arts Festival, Redwoods Opera Workshop, and the Peabody Opera Theater. She has also been a member of various choral groups, including the Modesto Symphony Orchestra Chorus, Peabody Renaissance Ensemble, and Baltimore Choral Arts Society. Rachel is a member of the Pi Kappa Lambda Honor Society and the Sigma Alpha Iota Music Fraternity. She currently resides in Modesto, where she teaches at the Modesto Academy of Music and Design. Unbelievable, Rachel. Your bio is so inspirational to everyone. You are such a great role model for all of us. We would love to hear a little something from you, Rachel, about your journey and sort of your perspective about this platform.
All right, thank you so much. And I'm sorry, I was muted and I was having tech issues again. So
no worries.
Thank you so much for reading that. Yeah, this is fantastic. So I have been, for the last, well, I don't know, few years, I've been spending a lot more time teaching than performing. As you probably, could tell by my bio, I haven't been doing as much performing, which is sad. But something that I've learned or that I've experienced during COVID-19, I've realized that I need to be doing more performing because I love to sing and I love music. And in my mind, music is something that should be used to inspire and to help people feel inspired and to reach their potential. So I made the YouTube channel, which you're going to be hearing from in a little bit, as a way of sort of doing that and trying to choose songs, not music that I necessarily feel like I have to perform, but music that I like, music that I love, that I feel can help people to feel joy and feel happiness and feel inspired and maybe see beyond themselves to something fulfilling, more fulfilling, and especially during this time of COVID-19.
That's definitely so true, Rachel. I think music is so therapeutic and in so many ways. And what better way to distract yourself with during the pandemic than with music? And you're incredibly talented. I was wondering, if you could probably briefly speak to those songs that, we'll be playing today. If you could just tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind those songs.
Well, thank you. So I think if I recall correctly, the first one on that video is God Bless America, which is just a very nice patriotic song. And I wanted to do that one I wanted to record that one on the channel because it was right after the election and like last month. And I was seeing, all this, there's just so much contention and divisiveness in our country. And I just thought it might be nice to do something to to post to just remind everybody like why we're what we're really trying to do here and and maybe bring some people together a little bit. And I believe I have How Can I Keep From Singing on there, which again, beginning of COVID, I thought might be something to help people to see, to feel gratitude and feel like they could see some of the good things that are happening in our lives as opposed to focusing on all the negativity. And let me think what else is on there. Oh, Divine Redeemer, that's on there.
Yes.
Another one of my very favorite songs. I love that song. And I think I recorded that one when I was actually having kind of a difficult week. And I just needed something to express myself and express kind of how I was feeling at that time. And then one of my Russian songs is on there. And I believe it's The Nightingale. And that is one of my favorite songs. I love that song. That recording was actually from a recital a couple years ago. And that song, it's Rimsky-Korsakov, and it's the text, essentially it tells the story of the rose and the nightingale, and the nightingale is trying to court the rose, trying to make the rose fall in love with him, and the rose is ignoring him, and so the nightingale is sad and he sings a sad song. So I believe that's all that's on that video. I think I got all of them.
Thank you so much. Lakshmi, if you think we're ready, should we start sharing our videos?
Yeah, please.
Any questions for Rachel or anything that you'd like to say?
No, I'm just waiting to listen to her.
Awesome. Okay. So everyone just bear with me. Then I try to share my desktop. Just, sometimes, there are little glitches, so just bear with me. Lakshmi, do help me out.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Hold on. I think I may have forgotten to turn the audio on, which sometimes is a bit of a problem, but let's see. Are you able to see the screen?
Yeah, perfect.
Wonderful.
As the storm clouds gather far across the sea, as we lift our voices in this solemn prayer. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the sweet, no far off hymn that hails the new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It finds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? What though my joys and comforts die? I know my Savior liveth. What though the darkness gathers round? Songs in the night he giveth. No storm can shake my inmost calm, while to that refuge clinging to mine aid, thy pity show in mighty anguish, thy pity show in mighty anguish. Let not the sword of vengeance smite me, though righteous thine anger, O Lord. Shield me in danger, or regard me. On thee, Lord, alone will I call. O divine Redeemer, O divine Redeemer, I pray thee grant me pardon, and remember not my sins. Forgive me, O divine Redeemer, I pray thee grant me pardon, and remember not, O Lord, my sins. Night gathers round my soul, fearful I cry to thee. Come to my aid, O Lord. Haste to help me. Hear my cry. Save me, Lord, in thy mercy. Hear my cry. Come and save me, O Lord. O divine Redeemer, O divine Redeemer, I pray thee grant me pardon, and remember not, O Lord, my sins. Save in the day of retribution, from death shield me, O my God. O divine Redeemer, have mercy. Help me, my
Wow, that was incredible. Thank you, Rachel, for that. It was unbelievable. What an excellent voice.
Absolutely. I was about to say that. Wait, as beautiful as she is, oh, I really fell in love with you. Thank you so
It's
much for this
amazing.
beautiful rendition. I know.
It's like what a lovely evening to listen to music like this. I mean, it just transported me somewhere else. It's amazing. Thank you, Rachel.
Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
You know, I kind of told Rachel, like, if time permits, we'll do live, but maybe, maybe we should have Rachel again for one of our other shows, Lakshmi, for A4A, and, like one of the longer things that we want to feature, and have Rachel, and all our other artists go live as well.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no doubt on that. I think we should bring her back on our longer shows. Yeah. I would love to listen to her. Yeah.
That would be awesome.
I hope everyone enjoyed it. So, yeah, thank you, Rachel. Thank you for the support and for coming, both days. So our next artist, let's move on to our next artist. So meet Bailey Brave, everyone. Hi, Bailey again. And Bailey's mom, Julie, is also here. So I want to introduce Bailey, before we turn it over to Bailey and her mom. So this is the bio that I've received from Julie. As you are reading it, so Bailey is one of the bravest people I know. At the tender age of 18 months, she was diagnosed with acute myelogenous leukemia, or AML, and underwent 6 months of intense chemotherapy, open heart surgery at the age of 2.5 years old to repair a hole in her heart. Today, she's a vibrant, sassy 22-year-old young lady who happens to have Down syndrome. She has dreams of acting in a movie, hey, that movie thing again, and being on stage. She lives with scoliosis, but never lets that stop her from dancing. Bailey is currently attending a day program, as well as working on her acting and dancing whenever she gets the chance. Bailey's true passion is enjoying any moment where she can perform. She dances and travels with one of the few POMS teams for athletes with special needs in the country. Oh, wow, that's amazing. She also loves music, performing in 2 different musical theater groups, singing, watching movies. She is fearless, always up for trying something new. Nothing can compare to the joy she feels when she gets to travel with her parents and sister. This girl loves to travel. Bailey is a role model for inclusion in her community and continues to inspire others to live a happy life and embrace a healthy lifestyle. Wow, we are so excited to have you, Bailey, on our show. And thank you so much to your mom, Julie, for joining us as well. I'll turn it over to you, Julie, and Bailey to say a few words about sort of your thoughts on this platform, and how you feel about joining us today, and just anything that you think can inspire us.
Well, thank you, Dr. Ranjini and Lakshmi. This is a great platform. We've really enjoyed it. There are lots of opportunities out there if we look around, but you do have to kind of look sometimes. We have always, held that bar high, I guess, for Bailey, and had high expectations from her. We didn't want to create an expectation for her. So we kind of have let her show us what she can do. And if that bar is up there, she usually meets it. Don't you, Bailey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing, Bailey. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful. Yeah.
What would you like to say anything, Bailey?
Well,
what do the arts mean to you, Bailey?
Well, I not very much.
Okay, you can start.
I can
to try lots of new things and see what I like doing. All the acting make me happy.
Awesome.
Uh,
That is so lovely, Bailey. I love
I
it.
know.
I absolutely love it.
I know. I think we have found our first heroine for a movie.
I know, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's amazing
Thank
to me
you.
how she can remember her lines. I should not be, surprised, but she astonishes me. She really does.
What an inspiration, you
I
know.
think
know.
that, she started dancing as soon as she started to walk.
Oh, wow.
Ah.
That's
Mm.
amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, and watches movies and recites the whole entire movie, and
Oh,
she loves to dance.
that's incredible. What a multi-talented girl. And I can't wait to share the videos. But I actually wanted to take a minute to not only thank you, Julie, but also Sherilyn for putting us in touch. So just want to thank her for that, because we got to meet you and get to know you and Bailey. Thank you so much. And if you're ready, Bailey, would you be okay if I shared your video?
Sure.
All right, so let's do that then, right, Lakshmi?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm eagerly waiting for it too.
Oh, sounds good. Okay, hold on tight, everyone. And I tried to share my desktop without any glitches. Let's see.
Perfect.
Awesome, thank you. Wow, this was spectacular. Thank you so much for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi,
Wow,
Lakshmi.
the first time
Yeah.
I saw them as a team dance, it was in a huge coliseum, and I just wept. I didn't know what to expect. And it's just so overwhelming when thousands of people are on their feet with in an audience where they came to watch the typical, teams perform. And this is one of very few dance teams in the country. And so it's, pretty powerful. Yep. I know I couldn't remember all those steps.
No, yeah, I was going to say that myself, it's like I have two left feet, I can't dance. I mean, it's amazing that performance was moving.
I just felt like dancing along with her. It was
It
beautiful.
brings everyone great joy. And those dancers especially.
Fabulous. I really do hope, like our dream is post-pandemic, right, Lakshmi? We want to have some of these live events, hopefully we have a live Wings Unlimited event or something else. And then we can actually do this, we can meet Bailey and, yourself and all the artists, and we can do something live.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Can't wait for that.
Yeah. But in the meanwhile, we should have Bailey back as well in our platform in the future. We really hope you'll join us again.
Yeah.
She'd love to. Would you like to say anything?
Thank you.
Well, thank you for showing my video and having me here go out and try new things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your videos and the show.
Makes me happy.
Oh, thank you so much.
You made us all happy. I was all smiles watching you. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Julie, for the encouragement and support and for, bringing Bailey on our platform. Thanks a lot.
It's one of her greatest
Yeah.
joys. That, and we'll let you know if a movie comes out.
Yeah, I would love to watch that movie. You should definitely let us know. Well, thank you again, Bailey and Julie.
Thank you so much for having Bailey.
Yep. Yeah. Our pleasure. So let's move on to our next artist, shall we, Lakshmi?
Oh, yeah.
So our next artist is actually Anupam Kunapalli. Hi, Anupam.
Hello, Ranjini. How are you?
Hi. I wanted to, quickly introduce you, and then, I'll turn it over to you to speak about some of the videos you've made. But Anupam is, he's truly a multi-talented, multicultural musician, proficient in multiple genres. He's a professional piano musician specialized in jazz, proficient in other genres as well. And he has been researching fusion of Carnatic. Carnatic is Indian classical, it's South Indian classical music. And he's been researching fusion and Carnatic and jazz genres. At any point, Anupam, if there's something you wanted to add, feel free to chime in. He has been, from September 2018 to date, he's been a session musician performing solo and with bands in Hyderabad in India. And from 2014, August to March 2018, he's performed solo at 5-star hotels like in Hyderabad. He's very proficient in Carnatic music, which is Indian classical music, South Indian classical music. And he's recently also released an album, Seeking, and a jazz and Carnatic fusion album as well in 2019. Anupam's qualifications are like exceptional, his musical and academic qualifications. He actually did a 12-week summer program at the Berklee College of Music in Boston. And he has also done a master's in philosophy from Vivekananda College, which is affiliated to Madras University. It's a city in India, in Chennai. He has also done a bachelor's in history as well from the University of Madras, and he's attended English language impact and evolution courses at the British Council in Chennai. He's attended All India Advanced Computer Training Program at TCS, which is Tata Consultancy Services, I believe. And he's proficient in computer usage and in Braille. He is very well traveled nationally and internationally. And although, Anupam is visually impaired due to retinitis pigmentosa, none of this has really stopped his creativity. He also loves to read and swim, and he follows sports avidly, including cricket and wrestling. He's interviewed by 10 sports and invited for exclusive interactions with a visiting World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE superstar, both events that were nationally telecast in 2015. And we've featured Anupam today in the North American section also because of his genre and multicultural talents that he has. And I'm going to turn it over to Anupam to speak to some of the videos that you shared with us, your jazz compositions and, just so we can get to know you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you really well, Anupam.
Okay. Hello, good evening, good morning, and hello to everybody, and hello to everyone here. Thank you, Ranjini, and thank you, Lakshmi, for giving me this wonderful opportunity. I'm very excited to be here. I'd like to add a little bit more of that introduction, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. Take it away.
When I was young, I was born with a very rare disease called Hirschsprung disease, which affects the large intestines in the body. And because of that, I underwent a lot of surgeries and lost my eyes at the age of 8. And that is called retinitis pigmentosa. So that little bit I wanted to add in the introduction. And I also am very, very excited to be here among all of you. So what do you like to know more?
If you could, give a little introduction to the videos, the inspiration for your jazz compositions that you shared with me for the show.
Yeah, this is my second album, which I'm releasing thanks to your inspiration, Ms. Ranjini. This is called Unexpected. So if you can play one by one, I'll explain as you asked.
Sure, sounds good. We can definitely do that. If you're ready, I can share your videos right now, Anupam.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lakshmi. First one is Dance With Me, Anupam.
Okay. This is a combination of an Indian classical raga and jazz, blues.
Oh, wow. Okay. Anupam, before we move to the next song, is that it? I just had a question. What raga was the previous song based on? Just curious.
It is Sudhiranyasi Raga.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
The next song is that it?
Yes.
next song we're going to play is The Funk Express.
So those are the songs.
Those were simply fabulous, Anupam. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
I was just, I had one question, how do you, how does inspiration strike for you to, compose these? I'm kind of very interested to know, like for Is That It or The Funk Express? I was very curious to know, what
can you ask the question again, please?
What was your inspiration for these two songs, the last two songs? I was kind of curious, for Is That It and The Funk Express?
Well, Is That It is an inspiration from the Berkeley I used to go, and I used to enjoy the, the weather and the classes I used to go to, and the classes I remember, and walking between the buildings and all that. So that gave me an inspiration to do this song. And the second song, The Funk Express, I used to imagine I love trains, which we used to go, and I just like to try something different. So I tried this kind of song and I did it.
Wow, it's incredible. We enjoyed it. It just transported us
I
to
know.
another place. Right, Lakshmi?
Yeah, Anupam, I would really like to meet you one day and then, maybe listen to you perform live for us.
Sure,
I think
why
we
not?
should have Anupam also on our.
Yeah, I mean, I think every single artist, we need to bring them back.
I know.
One thing I wanted to mention is, Anupam is actually a friend of mine, Madhavi's cousin, so I wanted to take a minute to thank Madhavi for putting me in touch with Anupam, and for Anupam to, very eagerly be a part of our event. So thanks to both of you.
Thank you very much. And thank you for this opportunity. And anybody is interested for more future collaborations or anything, please contact me on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter with the same name, Anupam Punapalli. Thank you for this opportunity. I look forward to the live someday. Thank you.
Absolutely,
Thank
Anupam.
you.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you very much. So, I suppose, we could move on to our next artist. I wanted to tell everyone that if you wanted to go in between and grab some coffee or some food, feel free to do so and come back and join us. Like we were mentioning, I think at some point that this platform is both for visual and performing arts. The next two artists are going to, show their talents in the visual arts and also in storyboarding. So our next artist is Rachel Capito. Hi, Rachel. Welcome again.
Can you hear me?
Rachel Capito recently graduated with her bachelor's degree in animation from Loyola Marymount University, that's here in LA. Rachel was diagnosed on the autism spectrum at a very young age. Her past experiences range from designing logos, storyboarding, and directing short films, and illustrating a children's book. Her goal is to work in the entertainment industry and eventually create her own comics and animated films, which provide more positive representation for people with disabilities. We totally look forward to hearing more from you, Rachel, and learning a little bit more about, your videos, the movies that you've sent us and what the inspiration was. Yeah, I'll turn it over to you, Rachel.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. First of all, just making sure you can hear me. No,
yes, we can.
Yeah, we can.
Okay,
We can.
good. Just checking. So, yes. Hi, I'm Rachel Capito, and I guess sorry if I come off as a little bit nervous, but
okay.
Yeah, with just to kind of expand on that little introduction. Yes, I was officially diagnosed on the autism spectrum at around age 8. So I've known for a very long time. And And also what I've known for a very long time is that I absolutely love, I have such a passion for art and storytelling. Like I can't pinpoint the exact moment that I was just always into it, and I've always just had a knack for just using my imagination and coming up with different ideas and concepts and stories, like just from my imagination. And one of the what is it? And that's what is it? On one hand, like I am part of the reason that I guess I've been so successful in pursuing the arts is that I'm an extreme perfectionist, and that's actually on one hand throughout my life, it's actually been a really big challenge for me because along with my original diagnosis on the autism spectrum as sort of a coexisting condition, I have certain obsessive compulsive tendencies where my perfectionism is really really extreme, and it's like I focus on just the smallest details. I want to make everything perfect, and that's made it really hard for me in in school, but in growing up. But over the years, I've kind of learned to use that perfectionism and that extreme eye for detail in all my work, and that's sort of why I pursuing a career in the arts. Like I just graduated in May from Loyola Marymount, and with a degree in animation, because like I love art in general, but I really love how animation is such an amazing medium, and how you can you can tell it's such a diverse medium as well, because there's so many different ways to go about it. And you're telling a story through just the visuals. And yeah, it's such a diverse medium. And so I really love animation, and that's why I've been looking to pursue it. But also, in more recent times, I've sort of gotten more in touch with the fact that I am on the spectrum. I've gotten more in touch with that part of my identity as well, and sort of like trying to figure out ways like how I can use my artistic abilities and like connect that, and maybe like share my experiences and use that to educate others, because my dad is the president of the Autism Society of Los Angeles, and at the moment I'm currently interning there as well, and I've been helping out with different things. Like I've actually been helping out with the training sessions with the LAPD, and sort of just trying to share my share my own experiences as someone on the spectrum, and try and because I really this is like such an important cause for me, and I just love sharing more about me to the benefit of helping others learn. And also I just recently got finished with an animation gig at the Spectrum Laboratory, which is a nonprofit organization for helping people on the spectrum or with disabilities break into the entertainment industry. And so I recently was doing an animation project for them, and I'm hoping to sort of continue pursuing working for these nonprofits in the future, and hopefully combine that with my artistic abilities and my passion as well.
That sounds inspiring and exciting. I was just thinking, Lakshmi, when Rachel was mentioning, we've had Kelly in our show, for the workshop where Kelly does the crochet workshops, and I was kind of thinking if at some point in the future you might be interested in doing a workshop like that, teaching animation to everyone. We could do it live, and I mean, I would love to learn that myself. I kind of love editing and things, but animation is something I've always found very fascinating.
Yeah, it's great. I would definitely want to pursue that possibly in the future, because I've recently I just love teaching new things, and just like hopefully like maybe some part of like what I've gone through in my life, or how I've sort of pursued what I'm passionate about, just hoping like that can like if it can inspire or just teach something new to like anybody out there, like that just makes me really happy. And that's really my ultimate goal. Oh, and I guess so. Yeah, that's a little talking about me, and I guess to move on to the works that I am going to I'm going to show tonight. I have I have 3 short films lined up, and these were all made during my time at Loyola Marymount in their animation program. And just to give like a run through of sort of like what they're about, and like what the process was. The first film in the lineup is called Dementors in Costa Rica, and the story behind that is very interesting, because it's a basically it's an animatic, which is it's not a fully animated short film. It's basically just a bunch of, it's a storyboard that's been put together of just individual drawings. So it's a bit on the rougher side, but the sort of the inspiration for the idea behind it was that, I have my friend, Mackenzie Matt, she's been my friend since for a very long time. And I noticed she tells the craziest stories, and she has so many like really bizarre experiences. And at one point during it's just at one day on spring, when we were on spring break together, I just got out my phone and I recorded her telling one of these stories of hers, of her and her family going on a trip to Costa Rica. And it was just so funny. And eventually I held on to that bit of audio for a while, and eventually I decided to use it and sort of draw it out and illustrate.
Interesting.
So I drew everything in Photoshop. I drew the individual pictures, and I put it together in iMovie, just like a simple computer video editing software. And so that's the first one. What is it? The second film is Worms, WYRMS, and it's very short. It's just like 30 seconds long, but it's a fully animated short film that I actually done traditionally, which sort of back in the day with the traditional Disney animators, that animation is basically a series of still drawings, and you play them really fast and they make the illusion of movement. But I learned to do it the traditional way, which is just drawing each image out on paper.
Wow.
And it's a very, very time-consuming process, but it was really nice to, it's nice to get back to sort of learn the basics and learn how movies used to do it. And so
right.
That's that's the second film. And the final one is the most recent that I've completed. This was from my second year at LMU. That's called Dueling Hummers, and it's a short film that I had the idea for, and I ended up directing it. And I was working with three students, three of my three animation students in my class, and we basically made the entire thing.
Wow.
Like in only a few months. And the concept is not super deep, but it was basically inspired by I have a big passion for birds, and I noticed outside we have so many hummingbirds in our neighborhood, and I noticed they would always fight each other all the time and chase each other. And so I decided, I can make a film out of that. And so I ended up using that basic concept, and I directed the film. I worked on the storyboard, pretty much a little bit of everything in it, the animation itself, which we did in the software Toon Boom Harmony. So it was the first time I really made a film, an animated film digitally. And that's basically how it turns out. And yeah, it's a it was an incredibly difficult and stressful process, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. So yeah, feel free to show it. And that's really all I have to say about what we're showing.
That's quite a lot. I mean, that's amazing. Thank you, Rachel, for sharing the videos and also the explanation.
No problem.
So I'll share the screen, hopefully with not too many issues again.
All good?
Thank you.
When I was young, I was in first grade. The third Harry Potter movie, the one with the Dementors, came out. Yeah, Prisoner of Azkaban. Yes. My brother and I saw that, and we saw the Dementors, and we were deathly afraid of those things. I don't know, something scared us about big flying cloth demons in the sky. And anyway, we took this trip to Costa Rica. We ended up at this hotel that was under construction, but the construction had stopped for some reason, and so it was like a half-built hotel. Like half of the hotel was just the skeleton and wire of the inside of a building, and the other half was like actually built. We were on the second floor catching geckos that were attracted to the light. Paul got a fever. Like he was coming down with a fever as well, which made us even more, like he was delirious. So it's like, this is a sign I'm turning into a jet. Tomorrow I'll be a jet for sure. Anyway, he was delirious, and I was just, stupid. I believed in everything. I believed in unicorns and leprechauns and rainbows and dementors. Rainbows actually exist, Not in the way that I believed in them. We were running around, and then the storm hit. Storm fronts in Costa Rica hit like that, and like the wind starts blowing, and all the trees are whipping around, and there's monkeys in the jungle, and the side of this hotel was covered in this black plastic. Oh no. Yeah. Oh no is right. And my brother and I saw this black plastic. He went, "It's a Demento!" Because we didn't know that they were Dementors. So it was like, a Demento was coming in through the window. I remember he threw the gecko in his hand at the plastic bag. It went like, which means it had a cushion like impact, but we were screaming. We ran screaming down the hallway like the doors were opening. Like, what's going on? They were like, oh God, is the mafia here? We pound on the door, and Mom and Dad come out. They're like, oh God. We go in, and we immediately forgot what we were afraid of, and we spent the night eating cookie dough, and I got a nosebleed.
Wow, that was truly enjoyable. Thank you, Rachel.
Was very interesting, and I really like the way she has played with colors. And I think personally, I think I would like to learn. I think we
Yeah.
should definitely, get her for a series of workshops. Rachel, we would really like to have you.
Yeah, it would be fabulous. I mean,
Something very different.
My son would love it. I mean, he's always experimenting on iMovies with many different animations. This would be fabulous. I would love to learn myself, actually.
Same here. You and I would like to learn.
I'd be
Thank
happy
you.
to teach a little more about the art. So
that would be fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Rachel. So Lakshmi, would you be okay with introducing Kelly?
No, go ahead, Ranjini. No, just go ahead. I would pitch in between. You go ahead, please.
Okay. Kelly, I know you're like 2 hours ahead. It's already like 10. And actually, our other artists from Canada, they're 3 hours ahead. I think Chiradeep's mom might join us or possibly not. So anyways, but Kelly, thank you for waiting patiently. So, everyone, welcome Kelly Coleman. She's been in our Artabilities platform since the beginning, which is only about, 2.5, 3 months, but, she's always been there for us. So thank you, Kelly, again for joining us today. She is a 30-year-old technology specialist in Nebraska, United States. She has a master's degree in special education, specifically in visual impairment. She is a dog lover and has a guide dog named Helene. She started painting in graduate school as a hobby and has been doing it ever since. She has a passion for education and feels that everyone is entitled to it. She went blind at 3 months old due to retinal detachment, but Kelly has never let that stop her from pursuing anything for herself. Kelly also, is a crochet artist. And, like I was mentioning, she does the crochet workshop in our series. It's incredible, some of her crochet works. And I don't want to take too much time away from Kelly. So I'm going to turn it over to Kelly to say a few words, and then we'll share your videos, Kelly.
Okay, well, thank you for having me, everybody. I appreciate it. All of you, everybody who's gone before me went, oh, I can't top that. You guys are brilliant. So yay, you. As Ranjani said, I started art painting in grad school because I was so stressed out. I said, I need something that is not school related at all. And it kind of just went from there. I had grown up watching Bob Ross. I had done a few art classes in school and did not have a good experience with a certain teacher that essentially said, oh yeah, your ice cream cone drawing's okay. It's all done wrong, but you're visually impaired, so we don't really care, in front of the class. And I said I wasn't dealing with that again. So I don't have a strong background in art itself, but I very much enjoy doing it. It's a very nice experience. And I crochet. I just got done making my aunt for Christmas a blanket with 3D roses, and I'm gonna send that off here in a bit. So yeah, it's good. That's, I apologize for the noise in the background if you hear something thudding. My cat is running around, so.
Yeah, I know it's super late for you, Kelly, so sorry, I know.
Oh, no, it's okay. No worries.
Thanks again. So Lakshmi, if you think, we can share the video.
We can go ahead, yeah.
Okay. See.
We thought we were recording and we weren't. So now we are. Here's to hoping this actually functions. So I have my palette here. It's an old paper plate. Most other people have professional palettes. I don't. That's just me. Every paint is a different consistency slightly. So you can feel it. If you use a paintbrush, you can feel in the brush. This particular painting is finger painted. Excuse me. So I am using blue, yellow, violet, white, green, and sort of a red color. The blue is probably the thickest consistency out of all of them, and I know where I put everything. So I can tell on my palette, some people have labeled palettes, some people don't. I choose not to, but some people do, whatever works for you. So what I've done so far, if you want to come over and, can you see that on the on the camera?
Yep.
Yeah. So what I've done so far is I've taken my index finger and non-visually, if you wanted to, I do this sometimes, you can tape off where you want your item to be. So I don't go outside those edges. I'm not doing that for this painting, but you can. So what I did was I just drew sort of a circle-esque shape. It doesn't have to be. This particular painting is great for that. By the way, this design is not mine. It's from a woman on YouTube named Jane Font. She is fabulous. She gave me permission to do this painting, so thank you. So I drew a circle-esque shape in blue, and then I used that same index finger, and I got just a little, as you can tell I have paint on my hands, a little bit of white, and I added some highlights to make it look slightly rounder. It does not have to be perfect, and I added a shadow down here. I let this dry a little bit. Acrylics dry really, really fast. They about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on how thick your paint is. So I let it dry slightly. So now I'm going to add some greenery that just shoots up. Most of it's going to be covered up anyway. So I'm going to go in with my index and get a good bit of paint. And I did the background yesterday. I just used pink, white, and blue on 3 fingers and smeared it and let it dry. So I've got green on 1 finger, and I'm going to get some yellow on another, because when these blend together they make fabulous colors. And I'm going to go here, and I use this other hand to kind of know where the top of my canvas is, or the top of my vase, excuse me. And you might get your fingers dirty. It's okay. If you have students who have sensory issues, use gloves. I particularly don't, or I don't use gloves. But all I'm doing is just going up from the bottom of my vase and making stems. I'm going back over to my palette, getting a little bit of color again, and adding. It's a very impressionistic painting. It's not necessarily meant for real, but that's all right. I have some out to the side here, and I think I need, just to have differences in hues, I'm just going to grab just yellow. And I don't use the index because it has green on it, and I don't want them to smear. So I'm going to, once again, start anywhere you want. You don't have to start at the bottom if you're just adding. So now I'm just adding some differences and kind of smearing it all together. Most of this is going to be covered up. You just add it in case something shows through. And if you wanted a lighter green, again, they smear together, but if you wanted to mix it on your palette, you would take yellow and just a little hint of the green. It's very strong. And more yellow, and mix it with your hand, and you get different, colors. If that's what you wanted to do, you can certainly do that. And non-visually, this feels different than this green. So this green is thicker. This one is definitely, I haven't used as much paint either, but it's a thinner sort of consistency. And this just takes practice. Oops, I've been painting for about 2 or 3 years now, and I still have quite a few days where I go, what am I doing? So like this part I don't necessarily like right here, but I will cover that up with flowers later. It is not a big deal. Add some yellow over here, give it some depth, and we are done with the green. I'm going to let that dry so that when I put in my flowers, I don't blend in with the green. So if you want to pause the recording, you're on.
Okay, it's on.
Okay, so we have dried mostly. Hope everybody can see that. This is what it looks like. I rounded out the base slightly. There's this area that I don't like, but I'll show you exactly how to cover that up. We do have one area in the middle that's not quite dry yet, but we'll get in there. I'm not worried about the vase at the moment because we're not doing anything with it. It'll dry on its own. So here we go with our flowers. So can you see where the canvas and everything with the camera?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So the first flower we're going to do is sort of a, I don't even know which column, like a wisteria flower almost. For the TV in the background, I apologize, you guys. I'm in my house, so there's quite a few other things going on. First one we're going to do is a wisteria-ish flower. You want to pause?
I'm drawn.
So this is going to be a wisteria-ish flower, sort of, kind of. Again, it's a very impressionistic picture. So, and my paint on my hands is dry. I tried to wipe it off. It just is what it is. So you're going to take one index finger into your violet and make sure it's sort of a thicker paint. You don't have to be stingy with it. And then one into the white. 2 fingers, lots of paint. So the lighter part of your flower is going to be on top. So you want the finger that has the lighter paint on the top of your hand. So I'm going to use this other hand to feel sort of where the end of my greenery is. And I'm going to start and I'm just going to tap. Just like you would fingers on a desk. And again, it's very impressionistic. If you want more pink, add your index finger and add pink. If you want more white, add white. And again, does not have to be perfect. We're going back for pink and a little bit of white. And maybe we want one over here and it's going to be sort of smaller. So once again, we're going to start with the white and tap. Feel free to overlap them. Again, it's a vase of flowers. It does not have to be neat. So then we have 2. A good rule of painting is the rule of thirds, or not thirds, of odd numbers. You don't ever want an even number of anything. It just looks better for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why, but it does. Thirds is when you figure out canvases come in thirds and it helps you with horizon lines. So at any rate, so we're going to start up here. So back. Nice and tall. That one needs more white, I think. So we're going to add more white. Make it nice and narrow up top. So we have 3. I think I want a few more than that. So maybe I want one. I have much more white than this one. So maybe I want one right. Oh, we'll say right in the middle. Make it nice and back and forth. And again, more white, because the white tends to blend pretty quick. There we go. So now we have 4, and I might want one, well, we'll say out that direction. We'll have 5 wisteria-ish type plants. Once again, I'm using my hand to kind of feel where the outer rim is. And tap. White. Make it nice and narrow up top. Again, getting a little bit more white in there. And these do not have to be identical. They can easily be different colors. If you wanted, you could do blue, you could do, I don't know, yellow and white, whatever you wanted to do. So there's my pink. So now I'm through with that. I'm gonna grab my paper towel, wipe my fingers off, ignore my dog running around. So the next thing we're gonna do is sort of like a rose type flower. And I want a much darker pink or red pink rose. So I'm gonna go to this magenta color and grab a finger full of that. And on the same finger, I'm once again going to grab white. So if you can see that, they're mixed, or they will be. And I'm going to come down more to the base because the roses would be heavier. And I'm going to just swoop. So 1 sort of a C shape, 2. That's a rose. Grab the white again because we still have some magenta on our finger. We don't need more. And if we do, we can always add it. Yay. And then we're going to add 1 more. Swoop. That's a rose. I want, oops, wrong finger. They kind of blend together. I think I might make them for this time. Swoop. There we go. Maybe add a little bit more white. That more white, since that you have, the deeper your flowers are going to look. There's more petals. It just depends on how much detail you want in your painting. It's a slightly darker hue than pink. I promise I will add other, and I might just add 1 more rose kind of draping over the vase. So we're going to go swoop and swoop. And again, if you don't like that, you can grab white large. There we go. So I have a nice large flower. So I have a lot of pink there. Not necessarily want all that pink. So I'm going to wipe my hands very well, get off most of the excess paint, and going back into my palette, I'm going to grab white right here, plain white that I did, and then I want to grab yellow. I want a lot of yellow, mostly yellow, some white. And again, you can tell the difference in color. I think I might add just a little bit more white in there to make them nice and bright. Yellow is a very transparent color, so you want to add something to it to make it more opaque. Come on out of there. Whoa, that's fun. It doesn't matter if it mixes, we're done with that color. Anyway, if I wanted to add blue flowers, I could easily do that right now. I'm not going to, I could. So, grabbing my yellow, bringing it over into my white, and mixing. Do you see how much lighter that color is right there than the yellow? It's more like a buttercream. So that's kind of what I want. And it can be a little different each flower, and these are easy peasy. You're just going to take it and dab. Just, that's a flower, that's a flower, that's a flower. You're going to have a flower. You get a flower, you get a flower. Pick them anywhere you want. These are the fun ones. You can make any area you don't like, make it a flower. Try not to up too much of your try not to mix it in with your other colors, but if you do, you do. Not a big deal. I'm gonna add maybe a little bit more yellow. Again, very impressionistic painting. Do whatever you want to do. You can add it over top. If there's too much pink in one area, add more yellow. Make it pretty. Eileen, get out of there. Sorry, my dog decided to be naughty. So I'm gonna add just a little smidge of yellow wherever I want. Make some larger, some smaller. And have a few dripping over the sides. Oops. Try not to get it into the vase itself. I'm going to add a lot of thick paint so it doesn't blend. If it goes into the vase before it dries, blue and yellow make green, so we don't want that. But all right, and then to give it some definition at the bottom, I'm just going to take some of the green or some of the white and yellow and just sort of dab. Say we'll say a few flowers fell, a few petals. If I wanted to do that with the pink, I could, go back into the pink and white, just do the same thing. Just maybe a few petals fell out here and there and sort of mess it. That is how a blind person paints. That is a very rough, but that is a vase of flowers. Again, thank you, Jane Font, for the design. Thanks everyone for watching. Hope you all learned something. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me or call me at any point. Have a good day.
Go ahead.
Okay, sorry everyone, I forgot to also show you, I have paintings that I've done that are my own design with a brush, as well as finger paintings. So here's one. Can you see the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is one, hangs on my wall normally, very large, obviously. So I have that guy, and these are just a few. These are not by any stretch all of my paintings. So I have a beach. This is one I'm doing, it's in progress. It's going to have a few wine glasses, and sort of a fire, sort of a nice cozy scene. This one was done for a friend. She requested a cat on a pumpkin, and this was done quite a while ago. I need to get it to her because I'm not very good at painting. And the last one I did this one yesterday. As you can tell, I like landscapes and sunrises and things. So those are just a few other paintings I have. If you want my full list of paintings, I'm happy to send them to you. That's all I got, I swear. Have a good one.
Wow. Wasn't that amazing? Thank you, Kelly. We all learned something for sure.
Well, I'm glad.
Oh, it was fabulous.
And Kelly, it's always such a pleasure interacting with you. And I really used to look forward to your workshops. You bring in so much positivity. Thank you for
Oh,
that.
well, sure.
Yeah, it's just incredible.
I know.
And this is, just the paintings. If you watch her crochet workshop, you'll be even more amazed. I mean, I think we had the slideshow with some of her crochet works. I mean, amazing. So thank you
I know.
again, Kelly.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you for
thank you.
having me. I appreciate it.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So, I think Lakshmi, we should probably have Jen go because, she's, I think a couple of hours ahead, right, Jen? I think are
Yeah,
you mountain?
it's about 3 hours. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No,
I think
Yeah.
it's
we should
okay.
have you go first. But
No, I've
maybe
enjoyed looking at everything, so it's been
thank you,
fine.
Jen.
No,
I think
thank you guys.
I'll have
And
Lakshmi introduce Jen. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Welcome, Jane. And Jane is a good friend of mine. And when I was talking to her about our initiative, and she was so happy to hear about that and even wanting to be a part of it. Thank you once again, Jen. And then I feel she brings in inclusion in a very different way. I was so, what to say, I don't know how this, thought process came to her and to get into, spiritual and bhakti and Hindu way of thinking and living. I think I'm going to hand it over to you, Jane, to talk to us about it and also introduce your, friend Ratna. Over to you, Jane, and welcome once again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
Welcome,
both for
Jen.
having me. Thank you both for having me. When Miss Lakshmi and Miss Ranjani first told me about this event, I was busy actually trying to get other people and other friends to join in, and not myself. But they asked me, "Do you sing? Do you play any instruments?" And I said, "Not in front of people, no." But they encouraged me to keep going. And then I talked with my fiance Ajay, who was also from India, and asked him what he thought about it. He's like, "You should definitely go for it. I've always told you that, you're good at singing and you should really embrace it since you love spirituality so much and you love India. So go for it." So I couldn't think of a better person to perform with than my friend Retna, who unfortunately is not able to be with us tonight. So I will speak on her behalf. So my name is Jen. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. I was born with partial sight, and I have a condition that's called microphthalmia. It started pre-birth. It's where the eyes basically don't properly develop, so they're on average smaller than I guess the normal sized eye. But I didn't let it stop me from attending public school eventually, into university. I obtained later in life my master's degree in rehabilitation counseling. And 5 years after working with Services for the Blind, decided to do a complete 180 and go for massage therapy. So I work full time now as a massage therapist. My biggest accomplishment is my beautiful daughter. And also my fiance. I have to say those two are the light of my life. And, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't, have the courage to do this. And of course, Miss Lakshmi and Mr. Ranjani. I guess about 10 years ago, I read this book called Hindi Bindi Club. And it was the most amazing book I've ever read. And I probably tried to read it at least once a year since then. It tells the story of 3 mothers from India who moved with their husbands to the United States, and the stories of them raising their 3 daughters here in the United States. And I was just so fascinated by the culture, by the spirituality, and I immediately just wanted to learn as much as I possibly could about India and talk with people from the country. But it was unfortunate that I didn't really get to do that until about 6 years later. And I started meeting people like Lakshmi. And then later on, I met Ajay. In 2017, I was searching for a Hindu temple to go to because I really wanted to embrace spirituality. And thankfully, I somehow found Ratna. She responded to an email I had written. She's a part of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON. It's also called it was called the Hare Krishna movement. And I emailed back and forth with her for a few months, and then finally was able to go to the local Bhakti Yoga Club here at the university. And we became fast friends. And one night we were playing around with the harmonium and I was playing it. She said, "Did you play piano?" And I said, "Yes, I did." And then we started singing together. She's like, "We really need to sing together sometime." I was like, "That would be great." So it took me about another year before I sang with her in front of the whole group, and it went really well. And since then, I really pretty much only sang in front of my cats. And then I think I kept sending voice recordings to Ajay and different friends. I would sing a little bit in Hindi, sing a little bit in English, sing different bhajans to Lord Ganesh, Lord Hanuman, and definitely to Lord Krishna. So it was part of my spiritual journey was singing. And when Vratna agreed to do this with me, I was very happy. I was thankfully able to visit India about 2 years ago, thanks to my friend Neelam, who I stay with her family, and Ajay. It was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had. And I honestly can say I love India very much and would probably live there if I could. I felt right at home, even though it was different. And, I definitely hope after everything calms down to be able to travel back there. I really don't know what else to say, but my other interests include, besides music, learning different languages. I'm trying to currently learn Hindi. I love exercising when I'm motivated to do so. And spending time with family and friends. And, this has been an incredible journey. And I'm so thankful to have had Pratna with me on it, as well as my daughter, Ajay, and my friend Neelam, because they've all been the biggest influences in my life for the past few years. And it's been incredible to have each one of them, even though, there's been some challenges and such, but, we grow through those, right? So, I couldn't have asked for a better experience spiritually. And for those, 4 people in my life, it's been amazing. Vratna is, she has been a part of ISKCON since she was a child. She started her musical journey very early, around the age of 12, where she learned to play the mridanga. I hope I said that right. And the harmonium. Yeah, and she sings, her voice is incredible. I hope you guys get to hear her solo sometime. She's a very sweet person. I can't think of a sweeter person, honestly. And Ratna, she's so kind-hearted. She's so giving. And that's partly why she isn't with us tonight. She does a lot of work for the local Bhakti Yoga temple. She was raised in a town about 45 minutes or so from here. It's called Hillsborough, North Carolina. And she's very devoted to Lord Krishna, and she provides a lot of services and volunteer. And by profession, she's an elementary school teacher, and currently she teaches a lot of classes on meditation and spirituality. And she's so awesome to talk to. I really enjoy my time with her and singing with her and just learning more about India. She's been several times. Her husband is from India. They're 2 of the coordinators for the local Bhakti Yoga group. And I can't say enough good things about them both. It's been an honor to know both of them, actually. So I'm very sorry she couldn't be here, but it is late, and I know she wanted to, but hopefully you all get to meet her soon. And that's really about it.
Interesting, Jane. Yeah, very interesting. I still remember our conversation, the first call we had, we were talking about astrology, the planets, and horoscope.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
I'll never forget that call. Yeah.
I won't forget it. You told me I was Lord Krishna's star, the Rohini. So I was very happy to hear that.
Yeah. Oh, you still remember that? Yeah. So Ranjini, can we have Jen's video,
Sure.
please?
No, thank you for that lovely introduction, to your background and to Ratna as well, Jen. And thank you for waiting patiently. And actually, thanks to everyone also for waiting patiently.
Yeah, I've enjoyed everybody's performances and such.
Awesome. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Perfect.
My name is Jenny. Hi, my name is Ratna Radhika. And today we are going to be performing a kirtan for you guys. It's 3 different melodies. Kirtan is basically a musical, spiritual mantra. Mantra is a Sanskrit word broken up into 2 syllables. Man meaning mind and tra meaning gives peace of mind. Gives peace of mind. So basically when you do these mantra meditations, the point is
that we focus on the sound vibration, the spiritual sound vibration, and it elevates our consciousness.
So thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoy.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
awesome, Jen and Radhika.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And thank you for waiting so patiently. I know it's so late for you.
Oh no, it's been a pleasure. And I know Ratna thanks you guys as well and appreciates you having us both on the program and extends her best wishes to everyone.
Thank you so much.
Likewise. Yeah, please
Thank you,
convey
guys.
our wishes to her as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. And stay in touch.
Definitely, definitely.
So we only have a couple more artists. I know Chela has also been waiting very patiently. Thank you, Chela. You know, we have Chiradeep from Canada, but I think his mom's watching live on Facebook, so we could go, we can play Chela's video first, if that's okay, Lakshmi?
Yeah.
So I want to introduce Chela. This is from her bio. On April 6th, 1985, Chela Danielle Robles was born. She was a miracle baby because she was born very early at 26 weeks gestation. She weighed about 1.5 pounds with bleeding into her brain and a hole in her heart. And against all odds, she survived. She learned to use a white cane to travel at the age of 3, then learned to write and do math on a braille writer. She went to regular schools and studied additionally with teachers of the visually impaired. During this time in Chela's life, educators of the blind were skeptical about toddlers learning what older teens and young adults were learning. Chela was one of the youngest blind students in the world to learn to walk independently with a cane. Chela learned to read echoes and to sense the shapes and forms of objects in her environment by how they reflected, absorbed, or blocked sounds. Her cane was a rhythm instrument. She heard music in the world and she sang her journeys with the cane. Chela's world of sound and touch enabled her to read the world without her eyes. Her colors were the tones of sounds she heard in the wide range of echoes, which explained and illustrated the complexities and the beauty of the world. Her early exposure to technology was a head start to the world she would live in and master as an adult. Let's hear Chela's story in her own words. Chela, I'll turn the platform over to you. Welcome to our show. Are you there, Chela?
Oh, there she is.
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, sorry, thank you for waiting so patiently, but I wanted to turn it over to you.
Oh, hey. Yeah, I thought you were gonna read the whole bio, so I was like, oh man, pressure's on.
Well, it says over there, let's hear the story in her words. So I've turned it over to you.
Oh crap. Okay. Wow. Okay, so I like technology. I like learning a lot. I guess consider myself a lifelong learner in a lot of aspects. Um, I'm also a musician. My mom calls me a tech snob, but you know what? I like to call myself a musically inclined technology enthusiast, and especially when it comes to accessibility. Um, but enough about that. How about some music? My music started when musical journey started when I was 10 years old, and yeah, I started playing the trumpet then, and have been playing trumpet for 25 years. Wow. And I've also, I can also sing. I'm considered a tenor, and um, I have sung some bass parts in a virtual choir before. Um, and I've also lent trumpet to the virtual choirs that I've been a part of as well. And I'm currently learning piano, and I'm learning a song called It Came Upon the Midnight Clear, which you will not hear tonight because I'm still learning it. But the songs that you're about to hear were pre-recorded. um, the first two are done. Were done in Walnut Creek, and they were done with a friend of mine at a painted piano thing that we did. It was our last. No, it was our second to last gig that we had together before this whole COVID-19 sprung up on us. And I hope to do some more gigs soon with her. That'd be awesome. And let's see, the other cool thing is in 1999 when I went to the jazz festival in the Concord Jazz Festival at the Chronicle Pavilion, I think it was. Um, Someone's calling me, and they better not. Um, so they, I went with a neighbor, and they asked me if one day if I could probably do that. I said, why not? You know, I would love to do that. And so that dream kindly or finally came true because 2020 happened, and it's a year. 2020 is kind of funny to say because it's like 2020 vision, but my vision was that I would play this particular gig, and lo and behold, the 51st Jazz Fest in Concord took place, and it was virtual. I said, well, that's cool. Everybody's going to join. I might as well buy a ticket and join. Little did I know that I was actually going to perform it. And that was really cool. But I've made so many friends. I've actually played with, I don't know if you've ever heard of Steppenwolf. Anybody ever heard of Steppenwolf? Well, I've played with Bobby Cochran, a lead guitarist from Steppenwolf. I've also played with Earl the Pearl, E40's father, and I'm friends with the great trumpeter Arturo Sandoval. So anyway, that's enough from me. How about some music?
Sounds good. Thank you, Chela. It was lovely getting to know you some more. And, you know, I also wanted to thank you for your constant support for our festival. You've been sharing with all your friends and your network. Your enthusiasm is very contagious. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you. And I hope to collaborate in the future.
You know, we'd love to have you back in our future shows as well. But let me share your video now, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Lakshmi.
Here's my signature song. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, here's my signature song.
Chela, for those lovely videos.
Thank you.
It was awesome. Just listening to it, very, very relaxing.
Yeah, relaxing is the right word. Thank you, Chela. It was very different and very soothing it was.
Well, thank you.
And hope to have you back again as well, Chela, in our show. And, you know, once again, thanks to everyone who's still tuned in and waiting patiently, both here on Zoom and on Facebook. Our last but not the least, you know, we've definitely saved the best for last, is our young artist, Chirodeep from Canada. Actually, his mother is watching live on Facebook. They're like in Toronto, so it's really late for them. But a quick intro about Chirodeep. From a very young age, Chirodeep showed great talents in the arts, whether it's drumming, painting, drawing, or singing. His family supported and encouraged his diverse passion for the arts, which led to a degree in visual arts from George Brown College. Growing up in a musical Bengali family, Chirodeep's early affinity for the arts was evident. He was a natural singer, artist, and could easily remember and replay a tune of rhythm or rhythm of a song very easily. He nurtured a love for both Bengali and Bollywood music. In spite of struggling with the speech issue, music remained one of the languages that he could speak flawlessly. Overcoming all odds, Chirodeep started his formal training in Hindustani classical music, later in college under the guidance of Narendra Dattarji, and later pursued further voice training from Ryan Lakchak of Toronto. His soulful renditions have won the hearts of many in the Toronto Bengali community. Chirodeep's inspiration and muse in music has been Bollywood playback icons like Kishore Kumar, Sonu Nigam, and more recently Arijit Singh. Coming to Canada from India, Chirodeep also fell in love with Western jazz and rock music, with bands like Linkin Park being his favorite for many years. In recent years, he has become a fan of Ed Sheeran. And in his spare time, Chirodeep loves to travel and explore other countries. I also wanted to take a minute to thank Roger Sri Seal for putting me in touch with Chirodeep and his mom, and and sharing the incredible talent with Artabilities for All. And without further ado, I'll really quickly share Chirodeep's video.
Perfect.
Thank you.
इसमें तो हार मैं मना लूं, खुशबू तेरी छू के कस्तूरी हो जाऊं, कितनी फीकी थी मैं सिंदूरी हो जाऊं, सुर से जरा बहकी हुई मेरी दुनिया थी बड़ी बेसुरी, सुर में तेरे ढलने लगी बनी रे पिया में बनी बांसुरी, जिंदगी ने पहली है मुस्कान करने लगी है, इतना गरम क्यों न जाने, करवट लेने लगे हैं अरमान फिर भी है आंख नम क्यों न जाने, ओ सैया दिल का क्या राज है जाने क्या कर गए, जैसे अंधेरों में तुम चांदनी भर गए, दिल का क्या राज है जाने क्या कर गए, जैसे अंधेरों में तुम चांदनी भर गए, कर चांद तारों को मशहूर इतना क्यों, कम वक्त इनसे भी खूबसूरत है तू, I love you है ये है ये है ये है, I love you है ये है ये, I love you है हो। दिन भर करे बातें हम फिर भी लगे बातें अधूरी आजकल, मन की दहलीजों पे कोई आए ना, बस तुम जरूरी आजकल, अब्र में हूँ तो आसमां है, पास है तू पर कहाँ है, जिद मेरी तो नहीं मेरी आदत है तू, I love you है, I love you है, I love you, दिल का ही क्या राज है जाने क्या कर गए, जैसे अंधेरों में तुम चांदनी भर गए, कर चांद तारों को मशहूर इतना क्यों, कम वक्त इनसे भी खूबसूरत है तू, I love you है, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you.
Wow. What an excellent
What a voice. Oh yeah, what a voice. Oh, so deep and so
Amazing,
powerful.
amazing.
Ah,
Chiradeep is also one of our artists we have to have back. I think today we have to get everyone back.
I know. I know.
It was incredible.
Such a music. No, it has been such a musical evening for me. Oh, I didn't realize that we have been at it for, I think, almost 3 hours now.
Almost 3
Didn't
hours, I
realize.
know.
Yeah,
It's been wonderful. I want to thank
absolutely.
I want to thank everyone, the artists who's, stuck around, and, Mr. Capito from the Autism Society of
Oh,
LA.
yeah.
Your support means a lot. You stayed through the entire show, and I know it's long, but, the support means a lot to us, and as well as the artists. So thank you for that. And thank you for everyone who's tuned in on Facebook or YouTube for supporting the artists. And Wings Unlimited, we hope we can do this again in the future, live, hopefully, post-pandemic, right, Lakshmi?
Yeah, thank you all. Yeah, look forward to that. I think we should.
Thank you for having this forum. It was really a nice opportunity to see some amazing talent.
Thank you, Mr. Capito, and I hope, we can stay in touch. And I want to thank all the artists from this evening, but definitely don't want to forget to thank Keshav from Ishita Media. Thanks
Ishita
again,
Media.
Keshav. He's actually in the background providing support for us in case anything went wrong. He's making sure the streaming is going okay. So thank you so much, Keshav. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, major support. Thank you.
So I guess we'll all sign off. Thank you all, friends. And if you have the energy to wake up tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock Pacific Standard Time and 7:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time, you can listen to the talents from India. Or it'll be restreamed later tomorrow. So
yeah.
Thank you so much for this. This is
all
fantastic.
right. Thank you so much, everyone.